And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
Studio, Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. We back in this thing, Like, cook, cracking this thing, man. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use. Nalajito. You can get in nobody's Calajito. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Make sure y'all tap in with Free the Trappers on Crenshaw and King. Tap in with that tap in when you're tapping all the way in. Crenshaw and King, man. Shout out to, let me see. Because somebody said that they went and seen the Trappers, man. Somebody went to see the Trappers. Who was that? My bad, y'all. Let me go ahead. Break baby with the Peter Griffin laugh. I want to give a big shout out to Mad Props, man. Mad Props said, went to support the dispensary. He got some Trap Lotto and a Free the Trapper t-shirt, man. Make sure y'all tap in with that. Free the Trappers, Crenshaw and King. Tap in with them, man. They are on, they're across the street from Krispy Kreme in the old Louisiana Fried Chicken building. Make sure you tap in with that. It's Louisiana Fried Chicken turned into a dispensary. Yes, sir, man. So they used to give you something to satisfy the hunger. Now they give you something to get you hungry. Don't worry about that, though, man. Free the Trappers. You want to get some of that Trap Lotto, Trap Lottie. My bad. I say Trap Lottie. Right. Trap Lottie. Get into that Trap Lottie, man. Make sure y'all get into that Trap Lottie. Get into that Trap Pack. That Rich Trapper 10G Trap Pack. You want to get into that, man. Plus, get into my newest single, How Little You Care, is out now. Get into that if you ain't got into that. Plus, my new single, Your Love Ain't For Me, that's out now, too. Music videos, all that's on the way. Tap in with the tap in when you tap in all the way in. What else do I need to tell y'all about, man? Drop a comment, because the best comment between now and 50,000 subscribers, we get a $500 cash Appington, and make sure y'all do that because Trell from Back on Fig said he gonna match my 500 with another 500, big dog. So that's $1,000 to the best comment between now and 50,000 subscribers, man. So that's good chili. Y'all be mad about the intro being long, but hey, it's $1,000 we giving away between us and Back on Fig. So you might want to get into that when you're getting all the way into that. Yeah, feel me? We finna jump into this No Jumper universe. Munchie B had a long discussion with Ash Bash. We finna see what that's going like. Let me see, what's this? Adam on running into Trell at the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards. Okay. Let's see how that went. Let's jump into this, man, without no further content. The do's or don'ts, man. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I'm the one who gets to tell this story for the first time because I thought for sure I would be the second person giving my version of events because I figured that yesterday that they were going to get into it, but let's just get into it. So there's the Impact Awards, which is something that Jason Lee puts on every year, it would seem, a Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards. Mm-hmm. I get invited, me and Lena pull up, good time. Here's the full timetable. It says on the flyer, red carpet, 6 to 8. We get there at 7:30. I figured that was a safe bet. If we get there at 7:30, we can hit the thing. Dinner is at 8. So we show up at 7:30, take our little photo on the red carpet, then we go and take our seats. As we're sitting there.
Y'all look like you were having fun, by the way.
We were having a good time. But as we're sitting there, I look up and maybe 50 feet away from me, who do I see?
Zesfest.
Trell and Heather. Hadn't seen him in person since the Great Split. Or her.
Wow.
So automatically, I start whispering to Lena, like, oh my God, look at that over there. Look at him. Look at him. Look at her. Heather and Trell, they're here.
Had they seen you yet? Did you get the vibe like that they had already like scoped you?
By the time I'm scoping them, it starts to become pretty clear that they're scoping me.
Yeah.
And you know the emoji that's just sort of like,
yeah.
That was the vibe I was getting. Like literally their jaws seemed kind of dropped. Like they in their mind, they saw the boogeyman. I just popped up like the boogeyman. They're like,
I don't think they saw the boogeyman. I thought that there was like, oh, it's Adam. And then that kind of might have ended there, but I don't think anybody was like, oh, the boogeyman.
What the fuck?
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show people.
Upon reviewing their Snapchat stories, I realized that they were drinking. So that colors the whole situation slightly differently to me as you hear what happens from here. So
Did he have a cowboy hat on?
he left that at home.
Okay.
And we both didn't have ties on. I don't know if he was like planning on not wearing a tie. Myself, I was planning on wearing a tie. I watched the same YouTube tutorial like 8 times and I still couldn't figure it out.
I'm not gonna.
I've never done it.
suck, bro.
My whole life, I've never done it. And I got a bow tie now. I want to be a bow tie guy.
Clip-ons are
Yeah,
like,
bow tie. You gotta just
get the
You gotta
clippy.
pop out and
yeah,
just.
just gotta clicky. Man.
No, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get a backup clip-on at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty clear. But pretty soon after, I'm gonna say within like a minute or two of me scoping the fact that they are in the same building, he comes over. He approaches me. As he gets over to me, I stand up. He's got a guy with him. Now I don't know who the guy is. It has been suggested to me that it might be his manager, Jack.
Okay.
I have not done the prerequisite Googles to figure out what this guy looks like,
I'm
but
not
it's
familiar with Jack.
It is a African American man with a baldy.
Okay.
That's all I know. And Lena filled in the details. She said, because I didn't really peep this, but as they're coming over, Lena said that the emotion coming from the other guy was kind of like, no, like I gotta stop this. Like this is bad. Like what the fuck's gonna happen? Like
It's like a
this
Flacco caption. This is bad.
And I'm asking her. I'm like, he seemed like he was shaking his head at me. She's like, no, it seemed like he was shaking his head like at Trell. Like he was. And if it is his manager, then it makes sense. Like okay, he's pissed off because he doesn't want to see anything happen. For the record, we're both wearing suits. Everybody's wearing suits. There's a lot of actual famous people here. This would be like the most inappropriate place ever to fade.
That'd be that.
Sounds like Adam was happy that they got caught up in a place like this and not a place where it could have been a 1-2 sub like Sierra. I ain't gonna say it. I'm just saying.
Would have been the most epic fade.
The best fade of all time.
You missed your Will Smith.
You're right.
Yeah.
It would have made history.
Adam Trell, who y'all got in the fight, man? Who y'all got in the fight? Hey, sitting next to Trell, Trell got some strength in that arm, bro. Don't get it twisted. And that arm that's bad is not as bad as people think. He's not as, chill out, big dog. Chill out, big dog. Trell ain't as lackey as people think he is.
But
You weren't invited next year, but you'd be all right.
I cannot act like he is on some Ho Simon for not firing on me in this situation because, like, of any situation in which we could ever see each other, this has got to be the #1 most inappropriate situation. Maybe like a funeral or church would be more inappropriate. But you got Cam Newton, you got Fat Joe, you got Cardi B. There's all these people
Starting to fight next to Cam Newton as well.
even just me. I'm at a table full of homosexuals. I don't know. They just sit us down at the table.
Bro, they know what
They
you
categorize
3, 4,
you.
that's monsters right there. I'll fucks with them. We having a whole conversation talking about sex clubs, all this kind of shit. Oh my God. Someone just sent me a picture of Jack so I can verify. Yeah, I think that's him. Yep. Spotted. It was Jack.
Confirmed?
It was Jack. Anyway, so as Trell approaches me, I stand up. So we're face to face. And I actually remember the dialogue perfectly because I texted you guys within a couple minutes to let you know exactly what was said. He says to me, this is his bar, and you can quote me that this is basically exactly what came out of his mouth. Pause. He says, I ain't gonna do nothing right now, but if I see you later, I'm on your ass. My response was, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out too good for you. His response, but nah, for real though, I know you happy to see me. My response was, yeah, I'm fucking overjoyed. And at that moment, I think Jack's judgment sort of set in, and they walked away.
So was your blood boiling at this moment? Like, were you like feeling fadey?
I know exactly what you're talking about. That
Were you feeling fadey was hilarious.
feeling you get when
Yeah,
your heart
yeah.
rate elevates and
Yeah.
stuff. Honestly, no, I did not feel that way. It happened so quick that I didn't even have a chance to like have my nerves start getting to me or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm leaving out an important piece of dialogue now.
You had butterflies.
After he said, I did not have butterflies. Right before he walked away, he kind of like looks around me and goes, "Hi, Lena, nice to see you." And it honestly didn't even seem like he was like feigning the emotion. It seemed like he genuinely like because he has no reason to say anything negative to her. Yeah. He's seemed like
out of it.
He was being polite to her, that's okay. And then they walk back to their seats.
That's so. I was wondering if Lena and Heather had any interaction because they used to be like pretty cool at one point.
They were super cool.
Yeah,
there may have been a little wave.
Okay.
But we're like far enough apart that it's like there's a significant distance between us or whatever. And then I'm seated in such a way that when I'm looking at the stage, all I have to do is kind of like glance over here and I can see what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now he is a person whose emotions are typically like pretty transparent. You can sort of like take a look at his face. And
Bro, you should have had like shot spitballs at him or something.
Oh my God! What I wanted to do was I wanted to get a fucking Snapchat clip where I just zoomed in super tight on his face of him just because he was kind of like watching the chili.
Pissed the fuck off.
He didn't look like he was having the best time of his life, and I was like, oh my God, like I got to do this for the Reddit. If I post a clip of me just zooming in hella hard on his face.
Do you think if he had a couple more groovers with him, he would have said something? He would have let them handle his lightweight.
I mean, again, like this is the ultimate scenario in which like you're not gonna have any backup.
It's not that time.
You just like everybody has their seat at all these tables. There's a dinner that's served and everything. It's just like the ultimate situation that is, and there's a reason why Big 22 was in this environment lacking, right?
Yeah,
because it's just like you would never expect some shit to happen in this kind of scenario.
It's not the Source Awards.
It's not that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yes, and I did notice that they served chicken. You don't need to put out steak knives for chicken because you don't want anyone to go young buck.
That's true.
Anyway,
That's true.
Did I glance around looking to see if there was any steak knives available? Yes. But he goes back to his table, and so the whole time,
Lackiana.
a lot of times when I'm looking over,
never do it.
I'm seeing him text like pretty quickly and stuff and shit. So I'm thinking, is there going to be an ace boy waiting for me outside when I go to get this Uber?
Where were y'all at? You could have activated the squad. You know it's one press of the button. I'll give you the Cash App name.
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
You got hitters.
I'll give you the Cash App name. It's crazy.
On Cash App dial? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They see the money pull up, they check your location, not just playing.
Okay. So the dinner starts at 8. The show starts at 10. By 10:45, I look up. He's gone. Jack's gone too. I'm thinking they all left. Like, why did they all leave?
This is what you do. You got to get out of there before your app.
I look back 5-10 minutes later. Jack is there. Heather and Trell are not there. So if Jack left, Jack must have like helped usher them into the Uber or whatever. Yeah. Make sure nothing goes wrong. Make sure Big 22 didn't follow him to the whip. That's a good home.
I don't think anybody's worried about Adam 22 following him to the whip. That's not what I think they're worried about.
The walk down specialist 22 Street.
He's walking him down.
He's gonna walk him down at the car.
And at that point, I'm just kind of like, well, fuck. Because I'm picturing like the whole time I'm sitting there like an hour and a half or whatever that I'm kind of like glancing over from time to time and just taking note of the fact that he's there. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is going to happen when this shit wraps up, you know? At one point I go over, I'm having a conversation with Cam Newton and fucking Floyd Mayweather, talking to them about the podcast
His name
and
is
shit.
Dab.
Who's Dab?
Dab Newton.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get that
Cam
joke.
Newton. No, it's not a joke. That's his nickname. That's what everybody calls him, Dab.
I never
Hit him
heard
with the
that.
Dabber Ranch.
Dab Newton. Every time he scored, he did that. So all the cool
I'm
kids
all about the Dab.
call him Dab.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So change it.
So I'm talking to Dab. Yeah. I'm just
Cam works better. You're an adult. Cam works better.
fall in line with whatever you're saying. And I don't know. And that was it. So we watched the awards. And, you know, part like Jonathan Majors comes out, bro. He's crying his fucking eyes out. He gives like a 20-minute speech. I'm surprised I haven't seen the speech go viral yet because it was fucking ridiculous. He's just pouring tears out his face. The Christian Louboutin guy goes up there too. He's crying. The vibe in the room is crying. Everybody's crying. And
Celebratory crying?
Yeah, or like, you know, Jonathan Majors won the Perseverance.
Jonathan Majors won the Perseverance Award after he was flammed by the white girl, for sure.
It's award.
So like,
He was found guilty, but he's persevered regardless.
Yeah.
So I'm observing all this going down, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and her, we left by 11:30, which the whole thing wasn't done. I'm gonna assume that it was all done by like 12:30. It seemed like it was running a little late, but yeah. Then around 11:30, I think they probably left around 10:30, maybe 10:15. We hop in the Uber at 11:30. And that was it.
They had cooler shit to do than you guys, though. Don't try to write them off. The clubs are. You were in Hollywood.
From my lurking,
that's what I was wondering.
From my
too.
lurking, did not appear that they did anything after.
But
they
go
left.
get a burger and talk about how they saw
The lurking is wild.
the 22 Street.
You know, I think they might both be on Ozempic, so I doubt that they got
No
a burger.
burger.
They're probably no burger.
No burger.
I mean,
Just
go home,
on 22 Street.
do what I would do. Go home, eat a little handful of crackers. That's your calories. That's what I might do. I'm not eating a whole burger at 11:30.
And that'd be like that's like a diss too. Like you feel me? I'm gonna eat some crackers when I go home.
Oh, as a diss to me.
If
Well,
he
I'm gonna
did
eat some
that.
Fig Newtons in that case.
You feel me?
I don't know, but
That's what.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was kind of a diss, maybe kind of. Shout out to Fig Newton, though. He was cool. He showed me a lot of love this weekend. Shout out to Fig Newton. Totally unrelated.
that was quick.
It was a total nothing burger of a situation, but it was a little peek. I mean, it was our first time seeing each other, and it was a little peek into exactly where the tensions were at and stuff. Because I'm going to be honest, when he said, "I know you're happy to see me," it just really felt like he still fucks with me. He still kind of wants my approval in a way. Like
That's what I was gonna say.
He wants me to know that he's doing well for himself, and
Acknowledge it.
it felt like in that moment he couldn't even really fake having like hardcore hatred towards me. That's kind of how I took it. And then, oh my god, I'm so glad you're
Yeah,
pulling those
I
out.
know you want this.
They're telling this story is stressing me out so bad that I just okay. And then it was interesting though, because just today I saw a clip on the Reddit of Smack talking about the conversation that we had in the DMs that I highlighted last time.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
And Smack, although he did delete the DMs, which I actually leaked the original DMs
Yeah,
to overly
Screenshot.
invested.
That's why we screenshot him.
Right. He then
Screenshot him, got him.
even though he deleted it, he then made it perfectly clear that he doesn't have a problem with me, that he thought that the photo that I posted of him was funny, etc. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Because
And he said he thinks that the beef is now redundant and played out, and he's over it. Like,
which was also interesting to me. And I'm going to be honest, there was a version of this conversation, this clip, that would have been very disrespectful that I could have easily, and this morning running in the shower, I was kind of thinking about, like, what is the tone that I want to execute when it comes
You know,
to this
Treyway
conversation?
brother Hope. You go a light on the Hoovers. Is this your peace treaty speech?
I am not a gangbanger,
touch
so
your
there was
dick.
no chance that I was going to
Don't
take
touch
aim
it.
at anyone's gang affiliations,
Oh,
Big
it wasn't,
Baby.
but I'm saying, like,
But you've definitely taken aim at his gang affiliation in the past, so, that's a thing.
his hitters are back on the streets, fresh out of juvie.
You're saying that Pop Smoke's killer is employed by Back on Fig?
I mean, Treyway gets jail cell interviews. Nobody does those.
Who has a jail cell interview?
Treyway and T-Rail.
Did
Treyway
he?
calls in every now and then.
well, I mean,
Did he? I didn't see that.
on this
Yeah.
on this very channel.
Young Threat and all them went over there.
Yeah, but I didn't know he interviewed Treyway over the phone.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Or
There's a
he
lot of that
pops
going
up-
on
He
though.
pops up on the show on the phone. I'm not gonna say it was interview style.
okay.
I mean, you interviewed
But
TK.
it was like
you
on the
feel me?
live.
Like,
That's true. That was
like-
like fresh after he got picked up.
yeah, that
But
fool-
I tried to get Adam
which is
to do
even
that
crazier, low key, when he's still fighting the
Right,
case.
but okay, anyway, all I'm saying is that I could accelerate this. I could make it worse. I don't really feel the need to do that. I'm actually still kind of shocked that he didn't talk about it on the show Monday, because he had to have known that I was going to talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. He talked about the big deal confrontation backstage at the Kendrick show.
Yeah. So what exactly?
But you're not, you know what I'm saying? If you said it first and then he replied, you know what I mean? He ain't the one in the wrong for talking about it.
You're what I mean. That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
But you can't. All right, him talking about his brother and shit. You can understand keeping that low key because that's like brotherly shit. In terms of me, he has no reason to expect me to have any kind of discretion. Now, one thing that made me think about not saying anything at all was I was listening to this clip of Joe Budden talking about how he ran into Rory like a while ago, and they had a weird confrontation. and they just didn't talk. Neither of them talked about it on the podcast, which I thought was kind of G to like have this conversation and just be like, not even important enough for me to bring it to the table. But I am Big 22, so I had to talk about it.
All right, man, we're thinking about it to the next one. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more. This good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use, not legit. News you can use, not legit though. You can't get nobody's call legit though, big dog. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more. This good content we got going on over here. We're thinking about it to the next one, man. Make sure you have that red dot, slide it to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue Angel, so he's free though. We are gone.